Everyone, it's Emily Fox. Today's gonna be my yearly best red lipsticks for the holidays video, swatching all of the ones that I want to recommend to you. Every year I try to not mention any of the ones that I've mentioned in the past, so I will link the past ones if you are interested. I feel like I had more drugstore in the past years, but I haven't been buying as much makeup this year, so a few less options, but still some really fantastic classic reds to recommend. Let's start with the color I'm currently wearing, and it is by L'Oreal. Those are the Rouge signature, I think, lipsticks, which I'm always bothered because it's not on the packaging, but these are amazing. They came out with a red line, and I feel like most of them weren't that red, but they were all really beautiful. I'll link down below the lip swatch video I have done, but this one is the most classic red in there, and I adore these. First off, the applicator is straight up high-end. I used to think applicators were irrelevant, like who cares, but they're not all made equal. Do you see how gorgeous that is? And by that, for normal people, I mean that it is so incredibly soft. You can see how pointy it is. It's so comfortable. It's a dream to apply, basically. Like, similar related brands have basically the same one, and this is again so much more affordable because drugstore. The formula is amazing. It's so lightweight. It reminds me of the Juicy Shakers, the matte ones, because I applied this like a minute ago and it's already matte. It basically feels like this is my lips now. This is what they are. Actually, I feel like it probably needs another minute to fully dry, but look, there's barely any transfer. Isn't that great? This is just like my lips are stained. This is it. This is the color that they are, and I'm perfectly okay with it. I didn't even mention the color. This one is red. All the other ones have like red in there, like Adored, but this one is straight up red. And yes, it's gorgeous, very comfortable. It's low maintenance. I'm definitely someone that whenever I wear brighter shades or like really dark ones, I like basic ones that are super simple. You put it on, forget about it. But some of them can be drying, but not this. These are just... it's a cloud on your lips. Highly recommend these if you haven't checked those out yet, but this specific color, which actually let me swatch it so we can compare the colors of the other ones. It's definitely a little bit on the bright, a little bit coral shade for a classic red, but I will stretch the definition of classic red a little bit in this video because everyone, like skin tone, undertone will affect it. So yes, gorgeous, definitely love that one. It gets a lot of views. I don't even want to remove it, but I don't know if you're gonna notice on me, I feel like there's a hint of pink in there, which I really love. Like look, my lips are that color. Like it doesn't feel like there's lipstick on it. It's just, you really can't tell I love lipsticks, huh? Let's continue with more liquid lipsticks that are kind of moussey and lightweight and less drying than the first generations of liquid lipsticks. So I have two other ones. The first one is by 3CE, one of my favorite Korean makeup brand. These are the Cloud Lip Tint, and I have the shade Macaron Red. How pretty is the packaging, by the way? Their liquid lipsticks are just fantastic because they tend to be quite moussey and lightweight. This one will take a few more minutes to dry fully, but once it does, there's not a ton transferred, a little bit like the L'Oreal one, just like a hint of it kind of thing, but they're not drying, and they do have a great range of color, which I did a lip swatch video, but like sneak peek, these are the kind of colors that they have. They have a bunch of really nice nudes because I feel like nude liquid lipsticks tend to be kind of looking, but not this brand. They're really, really nice, especially color-wise for like everyday range. But yes, very comfortable. The color is gorgeous. It's definitely a classic red with a hint more orange than the other one. You can see compared to each other, this one definitely looks more coral. But yes, a really, really nice color that would suit especially well anyone with a more warm undertone, or if you're more tan than me, this would be gorgeous. I've only waited a minute. It probably needs a couple more minutes than this, but again, let's do the transfer test. So you can see it's definitely there, but it doesn't move from my lips. And if anything, I feel like it almost looks like velvet on my lips at this point, which I adore that kind of finish. So yeah, it definitely also feels like this is my lips now, which kind of my thing lately. I feel like I want like a shirt or something that has like my lips on there. Turned out pretty cute. 2 lipsticks in and my lips already super stained. I've also been testing this color by Rare Beauty, which is the color Inspire, which is the color like Selena wears in the ads. And it reminds me a little bit of this one by 3CE. They're a little bit more moussey than the L'Oreal one. There you go. It's more orangey, less pinky. Really great formula. I do like it. I'm not a fan of the applicator though. Like I feel like, you know how I was saying this is a high-end applicator? I expect more from a high-end applicator than this, you know what I mean? But the formula is really great, very comfortable, soft, moussey, easy to apply, easy to remove. It's not something that you have to scrub to remove. Maybe like one meal and then I reapply kind of thing, but if you don't reapply after a meal, you're good to go. Okay, I waited 1 minute once again. Let's do the transfer test. You can see there's less transferred in the 3CE, but a little bit more than the L'Oreal. Once again, you can see the finish on the lips. It's almost velvety. That's what I like. And this one stains a lot too. At this point, it's kind of hard to tell because they all do, but I'm getting my own custom shade of pinky red here. It looks like I'm still wearing lipstick. For anyone that prefers very moisturizing lipsticks, I highly recommend you check out these YSL. Those are the Volupte Tint-In Balm, and I'm currently wearing the shade number 6. I am in love with these. Ever since they came out, I especially like the color. I think it's 4. It's like a corally shade. I've worn it a ton. They are so comfortable. Literally feels like I'm wearing lip balm, but there's a beautiful color. There's a nice shine to it. It's super healthy. It actually moisturizes. I am very mad basically against tinted lip balms because usually they're not moisturizing. And like once the moisture is gone, you're left with the color, which could be cute as a stain, but it's usually just like cracking in any lines of your lips, and it just doesn't look good. But this though, it just does it for me. Again, it looks amazing, obviously, but whenever it starts fading, it's very nicely, and you're left with an even stain. It's easy to reapply and doesn't start looking weird. So if you still haven't tried these and you're looking for a very fancy tinted lip balm, I highly recommend these. I love them so much. I have a few shades and I wouldn't mind owning every single one of them. So I highly recommend these if you are into tinted lip balms and you're looking for a new one. Plus, let's be real, YSL packaging, it's always like, let me just do a close-up. Like, my lips are so chapped from basically, we've had 30 centimeters of snow at this point, and the mask and everything, my lips, my whole skin has been freaking out, and look how amazing my lips look with this. You just know that once this is done, this is going back on my lips. I wanted to give you a cheaper alternative because these are also some of my favorites. I don't know if I've ever included this in a favorite. It's probably like a fall or winter lipstick, not this shade, the pink one. If you can only pick one shade, pink is pretty up there for me. But I also really like this one. These are the Etude House Cherry Sweet Color Lip Balm, and this is the color 1, HA001. I'll link everything down below as usual, but I wanted to give you something that was similar color-wise. You can see it's gorgeous. It's a bit less shiny, but it's also an actual lip balm. You can see my lips are basically this color now. They're very creamy, and with these one, whenever the shine is gone, you're definitely left with an actual stain that is even, so definitely something to check out. Plus, honestly, this is the best smell I've ever smelled. It smells like sweet cherries, but not like in a medicine way, just like such a nice fruity summery scent. I wish I had like a perfume that smelled like that. It's so delicious, so I totally want to eat this. So yes, Etude House lip balms are fantastic. You can see the difference in color and pigmentation. This is the Etude House one, and this is the YSL one. Speaking of YSL, 01 is just their classic red, and it's so gorgeous. The packaging is obviously out of this world. The application, it feels so creamy and luxurious. It even smells fancy. You even get the little YSL embossed into it. It's almost a bit pinkier compared to the 3CE one. That one looked a little bit more warm and brown. This one is definitely like a pinkier-ish red, but it's definitely still a classic red. And it's one of those very creamy, luxurious lipsticks. It feels very nice on the lips, so if you're someone that doesn't like liquid lipsticks, I know I've been mentioning a couple, this is where it's at. I actually included a few shades in my fall favorites. If you are looking for more deeper burgundy or some like mauve shades, I'll link the video down below. I feel like I'm definitely stretching the definition of classic red with this one, but I really wanted to mention these because of the formula. I do have a couple shades, but this is the closest to a classic red. I feel like it looks a bit more classic on my on my lips, but it's definitely more berry than the other ones. But if you're looking for really nice, luxurious stain, but glossy lip gloss stain, I highly recommend these YSL Vanilla Cream. And I have the shade 401, and look how amazing that is. This has to be the softest applicator I've ever used in my entire life. It literally feels like I'm applying my lipstick with a feather. I ended up falling in love with these more than I expected because I'm not a huge gloss person, just because I don't like the feeling of stickiness, and I feel like the ones that are more long wearing tend to be sticky. Not these. Like not even one little bit. If your lipsticks still tend to feather a little bit, I would recommend using this with a lip liner, but personally I don't, and I just really like the way it looks. It's a bit more high maintenance than a fully matte lipsticks, but this is totally worth the little bit extra effort. Lancôme, I feel like they deserve so much more love. I don't give them enough love. I'm always raving about the Tint-In foundation, but their lipsticks are literally amazing. This specific color, which is 505, this is part of the L'Absolu Rouge Drama Matte lipsticks in, this color is Adoration. This is what I wish the MAC Retro Matte lipsticks were. They are some of my all-time favorite lipsticks, but applying them is such a pain in the... because they're so dry, but the finish is, again, straight up velvet. It's what I love, the way it looks, but it's so annoying to apply and so drying. This is my alternative for you. Do you see this? This is the best finish of all time, in my opinion. So if you're looking for one tube lipstick to splurge on for a very matte but not drying finish, check out Lancome. These are just drop dead gorgeous. I need to get like all the shades of these ones. In my opinion, this is the most classic red of all of them. It would suit pretty much anyone. The only negative thing I can think of is the fact that the shape of the bullet, it's kind of harder if you have thinner lips or more like a sharp cupid's bow, but it's definitely something you can manage to work with. And by the way, I didn't show the packaging. You have to like click the cap. So like it won't open accidentally in your purse basically. And now I finally match with my little heart. Lancome also has a few different finishes in their lipstick line, and I wanted to mention this one. I regret not swatching it before the other ones. I totally forgot this one was part of the sheer line. So this one is part of the L'Absolu Rouge line. This one is the color Indecise 122, and you can see it's a pretty pigmented sheer lipstick, but if you are someone that, once again, you're intimidated by really intense colors, or I do feel like sometimes matte lipstick can make your lips look smaller, this is perfect. It's still a good amount of color. It's very even. It's very comfortable. It still gives you some color, but it's not as intimidating. So these are great. And again, same super fun packaging. And I also wanted to give this one a shout out. This is the color Isabella 189. And it is a matte finish, but it's more of a classic matte compared to the other one. It's more like creamy when it goes on. Actually, let me swatch it. It has just a tiny bit of shine, but it's not drying. And you can see this one has a hint more berry in it. So it's, you might be able to tell that it's less matte than this one. So now that I'm starting to look like the Joker, I hope you enjoy this video, this lip swatch recommendation of classic-ish red lipsticks. Let me in the comment section which color was your favorite, because I want to know, or any of your personal favorite red lipsticks of all time. Like I mentioned earlier, I will link the other ones down below. Thumbs up, subscribe. I will be putting more on the screen that I recommend you check out, and I will see you in my next video very soon. Bye.